We are in, there we go, Roosevelt, New York, the former childhood home of Howard Stern. Right there. Roosevelt, New York. Yes, this is a home based on records that I looked up. King of all media, Howard Stern. The home was built in 1955. Split level home. Wow. And straight ahead, we have the former school where Howard Stern actually went to as well, high school, for a short period of time. And that is Roosevelt High School. And you guessed it, city of Roosevelt, New York, Long Island. This high school, if we picture the king of all media walking to, was about 3 blocks away from his house. And now we're going to get a tour around the neighborhood of Roosevelt, the famous Roosevelt that Howard Stern has so many times talked about. So, Stern fans like myself, from way back when, and I love Stern and Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, this type of shock jock radio, so to speak, if you want to call it that. Roosevelt, Long Island is infamous. Stern's family moved here shortly after his birth in 1954. They actually lived, I believe, in Elmhurst, down over by that neck of the woods. Soon after, Roosevelt would be the first of many Long Island towns to go through a period of blockbusting in which real estate agents convinced white property owners that a growing minority population would ultimately devalue the property and to sell at a loss. Stern's parents, now this has been said numerous of times, both staunch liberals, refused to move on philosophical grounds, and they soon found themselves among the few white families remaining in Roosevelt. As Howard Stern has said, growing up in what became a primarily African American community, Howard Stern was subject to kind of racial hazing and violence and came to dread leaving his house. An annual summer gig as a camp counselor he kind of became a sought after escape, refuge. And Stern often mentions it, if you remember, longtime Stern fans, as his only real happy childhood memory. It's always curious, like for me, like and there you see an old picture of Howard Stern, to see where people grew up. Because I think that always plays a role in how a person grows up, the development. Primary is the family, but the neighborhood as well. Roosevelt, when you look it up, in 2010, marked its 20th straight year of being on the state's list of lowest achieving schools. Another shot there of Roosevelt High School. Now, back then, Stern visited the house in 2006, I think, for a 60-minute profile. And I was startled. I seen that. And he said that he remembered nothing of this old neighborhood. He said, "I grew up here, but I really blocked it out. I call it the House of Horrors." He said that this town, Roosevelt, New York, was a horrible place to live. Now, they eventually moved out, the family, into Rockville Center, which is in Long Island as well. But, wow, strong words. Doesn't take a psychologist to realize that Roosevelt really just played a huge role in creating Howard, that persona that hit the airwaves back in '77. Sense of humor, disgust for hypocrisy, moral superiority, unyielding attacks on adversaries and critics. It all kind of shapes who Howard Stern is, and just struggling to survive the hell that was Roosevelt. Now, this home probably goes for, with the booming market that is Long Island and everywhere in New York and everywhere in general, but you could probably, if this home was in good superior condition, this could easily go for 800,000. Yep, that's right, 800,000. But I don't know, probably six and change right now. Still, you're gonna be paying over market price. Yeah, and we're going back. You're gonna take a look back at the high school here of Howard Stern. Just a little quick video. You know the rest about Howard Stern. Us lifelong fans of the king of all media. Love him or hate him, thanks to Roosevelt, Long Island, the world has Howard Stern. I hope all is well.